XRP is looking quite bullish from a technical as well as an astrological standpoint. And we'll be diving into that as that's what we do on this channel. So XRP is at 209 right now. We are sitting above this 50% level. If we take it from the peak all the way to the bottom down here. Actually, wait, if we go all the way down, let's do that level right here. So if we go all the way to the peak and all the way down here. Okay, 50% is at 188. So that's actually a level that we could retest if we get another dump. And then the macro 50% levels at 174. So we certainly, well, we've already tested that. We've already broken through those, but we've gotten nice buyers coming in after we went all the way down to 161. But everything's looking good for now. There could be another test at some point, maybe soon, into the lower ranges, 188, 174, or even below that. We can get all the way down to around 125 and still have a bullish formation around this level right here. If we bounce off of this level, we could still do that. That would be, but we need to get a nice V-shaped recovery off of that. Even if that happens, we could be heading up much higher. As long as we stay above the 125 level. So still potential for further downside. But we have a nice bullish setup overall. I mean, if we go to the weekly, let's even go to the monthly. We zoom in. We got this candle back in December. We went all the way up to 294 and then dropped all the way down. But then January, we had a very bullish month. February, we got that huge dump. March, it's good that we still held this level at 208, which was where December closed. And then we're still at that level right now. So if we could close this month above 208, that would still be a bullish formation overall, as we'd be staying above the monthly close in December. So everything's looking good so far still. And even if we go to the weekly, we look at the RSI, it looks like we are getting, well, we're bottoming out on this stochastic RSI, which could be a good buy opportunity. And then we're getting bullish divergence. Let me delete that. We're getting major higher low here so far this month compared to back where we were in July. It just keeps heading on up here. But we'll see if this level holds. Like, is it going to break down from here? That would be a little bit more bearish. But so far, still bullish divergence. Not so bad. Now, to see where we could be headed, whether if we're having another correction or if we're heading up, we could get some hints with the astrology, because that's what we do here on this channel. So I have two astrology charts for XRP. Really, the second one is June 2nd. I actually slightly favor this one. I think historically it's been a little bit more accurate with the correlations when we get positive astrology leading to positive price action. But we have Jupiter that just conjuncted Venus, and now it's going to conjunct, if we go forwards in time, it's going to conjunct the XRP Mercury on April 25th. So that is quite bullish. And that's actually after, they're very interesting. That's after Venus conjuncts Saturn, which could be one last reality check before a possible move up in the markets. Not guaranteed, but it's leaning in that direction. We also have, this is very good. Let's go one. It's actually tomorrow we're getting Mars enters Leo, which is really good because ever since it's been in Cancer, the markets have not been doing well. Mars is not happy in the sign of Cancer. Ever since it came in there, Bitcoin got a peak, and then we've been kind of falling off a cliff. Well, maybe not falling off a cliff, but Bitcoin's been testing into the 70s and the 80s, like we've seen. So there is a chance that if when Mars goes back into Leo, typically markets are happier with that. So that's a possible bullish transit there. And what else do we have? We could look right here for further. Let's see. Yeah, so Jupiter conjunct the XRP Mercury. Then we have Saturn sextiling the XRP Jupiter, which is bullish on May 2nd. Wow, and then Mars and Leo trining XRP Uranus on May 6th. May 10th, Jupiter trining the XRP Saturn, very bullish. Wow, and then Uranus conjunct the XRP Jupiter on May 29th. Wow, which is looking very, very nice. Now, let me close that. I'll go to the other XRP chart just to double check, see if this is showing bullish transits as well, if we have correlations here. On the 19th, we have Saturn sextiling the XRP Mars. Oh, that's looking good. This is looking great. Uranus trining the XRP Mars on May 6th. This is great. Another one. Mars and Leo trining the XRP Uranus on April 29th. Mars and Leo trining the XRP Venus. That's looking very good on May 4th. Then we get a couple more Mars transits, a slight negative and a positive. Venus conjunct the XRP Uranus is good on May 8th. A couple positive transits. Saturn squaring the XRP Sun on May 28th, slight negative, possibly. But we're also getting these other positives here. Let's see if there's anything else. That's for the most part, but that's looking overall quite bullish, at least the next few weeks. So a lot of that also depends on if this global liquidity line pans out. The way, if XRP will still follow this yellow line here for the most part. Certainly not exactly, but look, we actually peaked almost on the exact, it looks like the exact day that the global liquidity peaked, XRP peaked at $3.38. I mean, look at this. When the global liquidity line goes up, this is the global liquidity line offset 108 days, which, there's another crypto channel. I never remember the name for some reason. There's a lot of correlations with 108 days offset and how crypto is following it quite closely. And mathematically, it gets the highest correlations compared to the other offsets. As you can see, as the yellow line goes up, XRP went up. As the yellow line goes down, XRP goes down a bit. Doesn't go down a ton. I mean, it's holding up extremely strong, and perhaps a lot of the positive astrology we've been getting for XRPs is helping it hold up. And, you know, end of April's looking good. Most of May's looking good. And so once we head into May, we have this global liquidity line that's just skyrocketing. Now, it's not guaranteed, but if this 108-day offset continues to have a correlation with crypto, you know, we could be really heading off to the moon here. Yeah. So that is definitely giving me some hope. So the fact that we're getting this massive global liquidity uptick, and by the way, that goes all the way up to August. Holy moly. And we're getting this positive astrology that I was just talking about for XRP specifically. That's looking pretty good. And it's interesting that the Bitcoin astrology is not looking as good. So perhaps there's a chance that the Bitcoin dominance starts falling a bit. You know, Bitcoin dominance has just been on fire. But for the next, I mean, really for the summer, Bitcoin astrology is not looking so great. So could this be the time where, you know, maybe we have a couple more weeks, but could the Bitcoin dominance start falling off? And then altcoins like XRP, perhaps Sui, Solana, perhaps Render, Cardano, Ethereum's just been dead for like, how long, man? It's been crazy for so many months. Could those coins really start to pop off when we get this massive global liquidity uptick? We will have to see. It's certainly not guaranteed, but definitely gives me some hope. It's definitely why I am mostly in this market still. I did sell quite a bit back in February, but I'm buying the dip so far. Still have about 20% cash in case we head much lower for another test of lower prices. But we will have to keep our eyes peeled on the charts here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think XRP's going to get one more correction, maybe down to, who knows, 160, 150? Or are we going to continue right back up soon in the coming days and weeks? We also have, let's see, the global daily exchange volume is still quite low, and we've been just following lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and another lower high we just printed, which is not great if we want to be going up very quickly. So this daily exchange volume, we're having to get maybe some major announcements. I don't know what we need to really get this going again, but there certainly needs to be a lot more volume on the exchanges to shoot crypto, shoot XRP much higher, and we're still not seeing that. So if we see any pumps, but we still get lower exchange volume, those pumps are not going to be sustainable. So that's what we've been seeing. We've been just kind of getting lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. This could be a lower high that we're printing right here. So in the short term, maybe slightly bearish. So we will have to see if we get another correction before a rebound, a hopeful rebound here. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be coming out with a lot more video updates on crypto, on Bitcoin, Solana, Sui, Ethereum. So definitely subscribe to receive those updates and use astrology with me to have an edge on crypto. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.